Welcome to our channel. If you're watching this, you're either approaching retirement age or in the throes of a midlife crisis so intense, you've already started pricing mobility scooters. Either way, congratulations. You've reached the part of life where brochures for walk-in bathtubs start appearing in your mailbox. But before you start practicing your back-in-my-day rants, we need to talk about something crucial, where you plan to spend those golden years. Because, let's be honest, choosing the wrong place to retire to is a bit like choosing the wrong flavor of hard candy. You're stuck sucking on that decision for a very, very long time. So today, we're diving into a topic that no one really wants to think about. The 10 worst states to retire in the US. We'll be ranking these unfortunate locales based on factors including the cost of living, the quality of healthcare, and the overall quality of life. Buckle up, folks, it's about to get bleak. Lie informative. Before we continue, if you like this video, please remember to share it with your friends, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and then watch some more of our videos. Kicking off our list is Alaska, a state that seems to have mistaken retirement destination with survival challenge. Look, I'm sure Alaska is lovely for a visit. You can gawk at a glacier, maybe catch a glimpse of Sarah Palin looking wistfully towards Russia, but actually retiring there? That's where the fun stops and the frostbite begins. First and foremost, let's address the elephant, or perhaps polar bear, in the room, the cost of living. Everything in Alaska is more expensive. Groceries, gas, housing, you name it, they charge a premium for it. And if you thought the cost of living was chilling, wait till you hear about the actual winter. We're talking months of darkness, sub-zero temperatures, and the constant threat of slipping on ice and shattering your hip. Speaking of healthcare, let's just say it's not exactly known for its abundance of top-notch medical facilities. So, unless your retirement plan involves living off the grid, surviving on a diet of salmon jerky, and fending off frostbite with sheer willpower, I'd suggest crossing Alaska off your list. Trust me, your retirement savings will thank you. Next up, we have Louisiana, a state that's synonymous with Mardi Gras, gumbo, and a healthcare system that's about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. Now, I'll admit, Louisiana has its charms. The food is incredible, the music is infectious, and the people possess a certain joie de vivre that's hard to find elsewhere. But unfortunately, Louisiana's allure fades faster than a set of Mardi Gras beads under a heat lamp when you consider the realities of retiring there. For starters, Louisiana has one of the lowest-ranked healthcare systems in the country. We're talking 50th out of 50. And if the prospect of subpar healthcare doesn't make you want to reach for the antacids, the crime rate certainly will. Louisiana consistently ranks high in violent crime, which isn't exactly the kind of excitement you're looking for in your golden years. You want to be worrying about whether you remember to take your multivitamin, not whether you'll become a statistic in a local news report. Now, I'm not saying everyone in Louisiana is living in a constant state of fear, but let's just say you might want to invest in a good home security system if you decide to retire there. Look, I get it. The allure of cheap po' boys and endless parades is tempting. But trust me, the novelty wears off pretty quickly when you're constantly worried about your health and safety. Moving on to a state that's a bit of a head-scratcher, we have New Mexico. On the surface, New Mexico might seem like a retiree's paradise. It's got stunning desert landscapes, a rich cultural history, and a pace of life that's slower than a sloth in a hammock. So what's the catch? Well, as it turns out, that laid-back lifestyle comes at a price, and that price is often paid in the form of limited access to quality healthcare and a crime rate that would make even Walter White nervous. Let's start with the healthcare, or lack thereof. New Mexico consistently ranks near the bottom in terms of healthcare access and quality. And while the state is working to improve its healthcare infrastructure, progress is about as slow as a desert tortoise crossing a 6-lane highway. And then, there's the crime. New Mexico has struggled with high property crime and violent crime rates for years, particularly in certain cities. Look, I'm sure there are lovely, safe communities in New Mexico filled with kind, law-abiding citizens, but from a purely statistical standpoint, retiring in a state with a healthcare system on life support and a crime rate that's through the roof is probably not the wisest financial decision. Chapter 4: Maryland, taxed out of the crab cakes. Next on our list is a state that might surprise you, Maryland. Maryland? But what about the Chesapeake Bay, the charming towns, the proximity to Washington, D.C.? Unfortunately, they come with a hefty price tag. Maryland has a bit of a spending problem. They love to tax their residents, especially retirees. State income tax, property tax, sales tax, you name it. Some argue these taxes go towards essential services, but you could hire a personal chef and a live-in nurse for the amount you'll pay in taxes. The cost of living is also higher than a crab's cholesterol after a buffet of Old Bay seasoning. Housing can be astronomically expensive, especially near the water. For the average retiree on a fixed income, Maryland's tax burden and high cost of living might leave you feeling a little crabby. Chapter 5. Oklahoma Low Cost, High Stakes. Oklahoma might seem like a bargain, but don't let the low cost fool you. Sure, it offers a low cost of living appealing to retirees. You could buy a mansion here for the price of a parking space in Manhattan. But sometimes you get what you pay for. Oklahoma's healthcare system is as reliable as a tornado siren in a windstorm. It ranks near the bottom in healthcare access and quality, and it has one of the lowest life expectancies in the country. Sometimes it's worth spending a little extra for your health and well-being. Chapter 6. West Virginia. Almost heaven unless you need a doctor. Up next we have a state that's often described as wild and wonderful, and for good reason. West Virginia boasts breathtaking mountain scenery and a rich Appalachian culture. But let's talk about the elephant in the coal mine: West Virginia's economy and healthcare system. The state has faced significant economic challenges, with high unemployment rates and a shrinking population. These economic woes have taken a toll on the state's healthcare infrastructure. West Virginia ranks near the bottom in healthcare access and quality, with a shortage of doctors and overwhelmed hospitals. The allure of West Virginia's natural beauty is undeniable, but be realistic about the healthcare challenges. Arkansas, where the healthcare is low and the humidity is high. Our next stop is Arkansas, known for its natural beauty and southern hospitality. It's home to stunning Ozark Mountains and the mighty Mississippi River. But the charm fades when you consider the realities of retiring here. High poverty rates impact everything, especially healthcare. Arkansas ranks low in healthcare access and quality, with a shortage of doctors. High rates of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease strain the system further. Rolling on down south, we arrive in Alabama, a state that's famous for its football and fried food. But its healthcare system is about as coordinated as a flock of pigeons trying to build a nest out of spaghetti. Alabama consistently finds itself at the bottom of the barrel for healthcare quality and access. And if navigating the healthcare system isn't enough, the crime rate might just do the trick. You want to spend your golden years on the golf course, not ducking for cover. Even the most potent sweet tea can't mask the bitter aftertaste of a struggling healthcare system and high crime rate. Our penultimate stop takes us to Kentucky, a state best known for its rolling hills, its thoroughbred horses, and a healthcare system that's about as reliable as a jockey riding a unicycle in the Kentucky Derby. Now, I'll give Kentucky its due. They know how to make a mean bourbon, and those horses are undeniably majestic creatures. But if you're looking to retire somewhere with a robust healthcare system and a thriving economy, well, you might want to hold your horses. Kentucky consistently ranks near the bottom in terms of healthcare access and affordability. We're talking long wait times, a shortage of specialists, and hospitals that are often stretched thinner than a sheet of phyllo dough in a windstorm. And if navigating the healthcare system isn't enough to give you heart palpitations, Kentucky's economy might just do the trick. The state has struggled with high poverty rates and limited job growth, which doesn't exactly scream retirement paradise. Now, I'm not saying you're going to trip over a bourbon barrel and wake up in a hospital that's powered by a water wheel, but it's worth noting that Kentucky's healthcare system and economy could use a bit of a boost. Look, if you're independently wealthy and have a personal physician on speed dial, then by all means retire to Kentucky. But for the average retiree looking for affordable, accessible healthcare, you might want to consider other options. And finally, we arrive at our last stop on this whirlwind tour of retirement despair, New Jersey. New Jersey? But what about the beaches, the diners, the proximity to New York City? Unfortunately, they come at a price, often measured in a soul-crushing tax burden. New Jersey has some of the highest property taxes in the country. Housing, transportation, groceries, you name it, it costs more in New Jersey. If you've got a nest egg the size of a giant Jersey tomato, enjoy those boardwalk pizza slices. But for the average retiree, New Jersey's tax burden and high cost of living might make you think twice. And there you have it, folks, the 10 worst states to retire in the US, at least according to the cold, hard data. Now, before you start sending me angry emails written in Comic Sans, remember, this is just a lighthearted look at a serious topic. The truth is, the best place to retire is ultimately wherever you feel happiest and healthiest, regardless of what some talking head on the internet tells you. Just do your research, weigh your options carefully, and try not to end up somewhere that makes you long for the days of alarm clocks and rush hour traffic. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. And then watch more of our great videos. Let us know in the comments where you plan to retire. And remember, planning ahead can make all the difference in enjoying your retirement years. Thanks for watching.